In this video, you're going to learn the 4 pieces of the puzzle that I use to stay focused, locked in the zone with my video editing for anywhere up to 16 hours a day, and how learning these 4 secret hacks completely changed my life like clockwork. The 4th piece of the puzzle is an overlooked tactic that I learned from Iman Gadji, which he's used to become worth tens of millions of dollars from his content and from his businesses. But just a warning, you have to promise me that you'll use that tool for good and not in a self-destructive manner. So the first piece of the puzzle is ruthlessly searching for purpose. Ever since I was around 14 or 15, I've always been super in depth with some sort of project, whether it was starting a marketing side hustle and helping out local businesses with their ads, or learning how to edit videos and provide value to YouTubers and becoming a video editor. I've always spent a big portion of my spare time really deep in different projects. But if I'm honest, I have a bad habit of falling into a rut every time I lose passion for a project. If I'm not passionate about what I'm doing, or I feel I'm not living up to my potential, there's alarm bells inside of me that make it impossible for me not to move on. For some, this is known as burnout, but sometimes that can be a gift as well as a curse, because the ability to quit something that isn't serving you is such an important skill to have. And that's how I've been able to build such a versatile skill stack. I'm at the stage now where if I have an idea for a business, a video, a website, a design, I can execute it quickly and to a great standard, and it'll perform well. In my eyes, one of the biggest parts of whether it's video editing or whatever else is being passionate. And if you're not inherently passionate about video editing, which some people aren't, then it's a case of finding projects that you are passionate about and editing them. But this isn't as easy as it sounds. Because I know the formula to find my dream clients on demand, I can essentially work with whoever I want within reason. And this has allowed me to handpick large creators whose content I'd love to edit for. And it makes it a whole lot easier to spend hours and hours chipping away at videos. A lot of the time, I genuinely enjoy the process of taking this boring raw footage and turning it into an engaging video and bringing my ideas to life. This brings me on to the next piece of the puzzle, which is being able to instantly snap into flow state. Once you're working on something you're passionate about, I personally find it super easy to slip into flow state, and this is what separates those that are successful with those that aren't. The ability to lock in and get in the zone on demand. Flow state is when time stops. Everything is blurred outside of the one thing you're working on. You're dead set on completing the task to the best standard possible, and you blink and it's been hours. You've effortlessly reached your goal. It's something that, if you can implement correctly, it's similar to having a superpower. How I go about this is to simply get rid of any distractions, for example, something on my phone. I get food and drink so I don't have to get up. And recently I've been putting on some synthwave music, and it's just a case of getting the ball rolling. I'll be honest, productivity is something I've really struggled with throughout my career. And when tasks are adding up, it's such an essential skill to have the ability to flick into flow states. And it's something that I've really focused on for the last month or so. And it's really been compounding the results I've been seeing in everything I do. When I first started video editing, what really stunted my productivity was not knowing where to start. I was overwhelmed with choosing a software, choosing between long form and short form, thinking about how to find clients properly, actually learning to edit, and it just seemed really overly complicated. It was making me procrastinate because I simply didn't know how to start and how to level up. And I couldn't find anything online to guide me on my journey from beginner video editor to being able to charge thousands for my work. And that's exactly why I created my program, Editors Academy, which offers you a 5-phase formula to go from beginner to pro video editor in just 14 days. Find your dream clients using a method that's allowed me to meet and work alongside my idols with millions of subscribers, get direct feedback from me and the super helpful community of like-minded editors in your position, learn how to create viral content, and so much more. So for all of this, feel free to check out Editors Academy. It's the first link in the description. Now, the next piece of the puzzle is a magic trick that Iman Gadji taught me. I've spent the last 30 days in monk mode, and the results have been insane. Monk mode was made popular by Iman Gadji, and it's a protocol or a set of rules that you choose yourself, and you have to stick to them for a set amount of time. So what does this mean? For me, this was 8 to 12 hours of deep work per day. No drinking, no wasting time on TikTok, for around a month. This allowed me to really focus on my editing, focus on the business side of editing, and I saw so much progression in both of those things and a tidal wave of thousands of dollars randomly appear as soon as I implemented monk mode. I took it to somewhat of an extreme. I was absolutely adamant on achieving my goals, so to be honest, I haven't really left the house whatsoever. I don't recommend doing this because it's obviously quite extreme, but it's worked for me and my circumstances at the time, and obviously being a professional video editor, I have the level of freedom to work when and where I want. Only use this tool of monk mode if you've evaluated your goals and your current situation and it's the best path forwards for you. Obviously try not to drop all your responsibilities and have no one see you for months, that's not what I'm saying. But you can certainly use monk mode as a tool in your arsenal, a few weeks or a few months a year, to maintain balance to get one step ahead of your competition. So this sounds relatively easy in concept, but you know from experience it'll be hard work putting this all into practice. So the next piece of the puzzle is how we can use discipline to get shit done with our video editing. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm the David Goggins of video editing. I'm back, motherfucker! Because truthfully, it's taken me a long time to get my discipline to the point where I can effortlessly do a whole month of monk mode quite easily. And yes, it took a lot of hunting around to find a video editing project that I was passionate about for that to happen too. But ultimately, discipline is a muscle. And in my eyes, it's a muscle that is best trained when the other 3 pieces of the puzzle are all in order and nicely lining up too. It's doing the hardest stuff you can imagine, the most boring part of the edit or the thing you've been procrastinating. One thing that really helped me with this was speaking with other editors and holding each other accountable to projects and deadlines, and just generally not being completely alone when video editing. So if you'd like to join a completely free community of like-minded editors, feel free to join the Editors Club. It's the second link in the description. Thank you for watching.